Hey guys, welcome back to Sis Math Club. Today we'll be learning how to write an equation from word problems. Okay, so an equation is just a mathematical way of saying that two expressions are equal to one another. And so today we'll be using word problems in order to write an equation and then solving it. Okay, so our first word problem says, Brooklyn and Leah have a total of 240 bracelets. Leah has twice the number of bracelets that Brooklyn has. Write an equation to show how many bracelets Leah has. In this word problem, we know that the total number of bracelets owned by both Brooklyn and Leah is equal to 240. Leah, however, she has twice the number, which is 2 times the number of bracelets that Brooklyn has. However, we don't know how many bracelets Brooklyn has. Therefore, we're going to have to use a variable to represent the amount of bracelets owned by Brooklyn. A variable is just a lowercase letter that is used to represent unknown values in mathematics. So in this word problem, the unknown value is the number of bracelets that Brooklyn has. So we could use any lowercase letter to represent the unknown value. So in this case, I will be using the variable B because B stands for Brooklyn, okay? So Brooklyn has B amount of bracelets. Leah, now she has 2 times the number of bracelets that Brooklyn has. So if Brooklyn, she has B bracelets, then Leah has 2 times B, or it's going to be 2B. And both of these bracelets, if they're combined or if they're added together, we will get a total of 240 bracelets. And there you have it, your equation. And so the only thing about an equation is that it has an equal mark, so two things are equal to one another. So B plus 2B is equal to 240. Now let's solve this equation. The first step in order to solve this equation is that we have to combine our like terms. So in this case, we do have like terms, which are B and 2B. So the variables are the same. So B plus 2B, B is the same thing as 1B. So if you want to go ahead and add a 1 in front of it, then it makes it easier for you, then you can do that. So 1B plus 2B is going to give us 3B. And then bring everything else down just the way it is. So it's equal to 240. Next thing is you're gonna use the inverse operations in order to get the variable all by itself. So the first thing that we have to do is addition or subtraction, but in this case we don't have any addition or subtraction. We do, however, have multiplication because 3 is being multiplied to B. So in order to get rid of multiplication, we use the inverse, which is division. And so if we divide both sides by 3, the 3's cancel each other out, and we are left with B is equal to 240 divided by 3, which is 80. That means Brooklyn has 80 bracelets. Now, if you want to find out how many bracelets Leah has, because that's what the question is asking, write an equation to show how many bracelets Leah has. So we're going to plug this back into our equation to find out how many bracelets she has. So our equation was B plus 2B is equal to 240. So B is now 80. Plus 2, and then B is also 80 again, is equal to 240. We know that we have to use the distributive property, so 2 and 80 will give us 160 is equal to 240. 160 plus 80 is equal to 240. And so 240 and 240 are equal to one another, of course. Therefore, our answer is correct. And so Leah has 160 bracelets, because if she has twice the number of bracelets that Brooklyn has, we multiply it by 2, so 80 times 2 is 160. So Brooklyn, so if we go ahead and write that to the side, so we can write over here Brooklyn has 80 bracelets, and then Leah, so Leah has 160. Okay, so that's it for this word problem. Now let's move on down to our second word problem. So this reads, Michaela went to the movies with her family. The total cost was $165. If each ticket cost $25 and the parking fee was $15, write an equation to show how many tickets her family purchased. So in this case, we don't know how many tickets her family has purchased, therefore we'll use a variable to represent that. So I will be using the variable t for tickets. So her family purchased t tickets, and each of these tickets cost $25. So if we multiply t by 25, we can find the total cost of the tickets. So therefore, we're going to have to multiply t by 25, or we can write this as 25t. Okay, and then the parking fee was $15. So that if the total was $165, that means we're going to have to add the parking fee onto the ticket. So 25t plus 15, and the total is equal to 165. Okay, so there we have it, our equation. Now we have to solve this equation. The first thing is, usually you'd combine like terms, but in this case we don't have we don't have like terms, so we're going to use inverse operations. The first thing is addition or subtraction. In this case we have a positive 15. In order to get rid of that, we're going to subtract. So we're going to subtract 15. And remember, whatever you do to one side, you have to do it to the other side to keep a balance between the equations. So remember, an equation, it has to be equal to one another, right? So if I do minus 15 here, I will do minus 15 over here as well. Now we know that positive and negative will cancel each other out if it's the same number. So we're left with 25t is equal to 165 minus 15, which is equal to 150. Okay. Next thing is multiplication or division. In this case, 25 is being multiplied to t, so we're going to divide it by 25 to get the 25 canceled. So we're going to be left with t is equal to 150 divided by 25, which is 6. So that means the family purchased 6 tickets. So if it's Michaela and her family, so it was Michaela and 5 other people in her family, so they purchased 6 tickets, and the total was $165, okay? And so that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys learned how to write an equation using word problems. And so another a little tip here is that when you're writing equations from word problems, another helpful tip would be that you can underline your like numbers or whatever the key terms are in the word problem. Like for example, like in the first word problem, it said 240 bracelets total. So that would be one thing that you can underline, so that way it'll help you write your equation. And so that's it, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.